Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. It's going to spend some time talking to you about you and your business. It's your business to know what's going on out there in the technology front, which is why I bring my good friend on, Jonathan Bentz, with a company called Intrepid, intrepid.com. And by the way, you can learn more about them by checking out netrepid.com. Jonathan, as always, welcome to the program. Introduce, first of all, tell us a little bit more about Intrepid, and then introduce your guest for us today.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having us on again. Intrepid is a provider of infrastructure hosting services that help growing companies accelerate their technology from the ground to the cloud. And my guest today is Chad Hill, and he's the CEO and co-founder of a company called Upshot.
Hey, well, welcome to our program. Kind of give us the elevator speech for Upshot, Chad.
Well, thanks, Kevin and Jonathan, for having me today. Upshot is a software and services for outsourced online marketing. And what we do is we partner with other web marketing firms and website developers who want to use our software and our team of experts to offer search engine optimization, paid search, email marketing, and social media services to their clients. And we do that in a private labeled or white labeled way.
That's interesting. Go ahead with your question, Jonathan.
Well, I caught up with Chad and some of his team members from Upshot because they're doing some research with a Google program called Google Authorship, and I thought your listeners might be interested in learning a little bit more about Google Authorship. So. Again, I'm pretty sure just the way the world uses Google that your listenership has seen it, but I don't think they necessarily know what it is. I was kind of hoping Chad could take a second and tell everybody what Google Authorship is and what it's all about.
Yeah, Jonathan, I can definitely do that. So what authorship is, and it really kind of manifests itself in terms of when people are searching and using Google, you'll often see a picture of an author or someone who's written a piece of content. And authorship is all about how you link content that you create to your bio and information so that the two can be linked. And the reason that that's important is because sort of there's something in it for Google and there's something in it for the author. What's in it for Google is they get to be able to link and know that the person creating content is a real person and not just an anonymous person out there on the web. And they can categorize and understand your content. And then what's in it for the person who's writing the content is that it's been shown that on a search results page, when you have your picture there, the click-through rate or the number of people who will click on your content and read it goes up when there are these extra little features and bells and whistles around your search results. So sometimes that's a picture of you and what we're talking about with authorship. Other cases it might be a video thumbnail. Sometimes it's ratings. But all that little Google bling, as I call it, does increase the number of people who are willing to click on your search result and then go to your website.
Yeah, that's interesting. So how old did you say the company was?
We've been around we're coming up on 6 years.
Okay, that's interesting. And pretty substantial team. I think you have, 50 people involved with it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've grown quite a bit over the last couple of years, but, a lot of that is just around the interest in online marketing. More and more businesses and, most of your listeners probably have shifted a substantial amount of their marketing to the web. But as that's grown, there's just been a number there's been a big need for people who are experts in online marketing to help companies, big and small, figure out how to best position themselves in tools like Google and Facebook and Twitter and all the other things that I'm sure you guys talk about in this program a lot.
Yeah, there you go, Jonathan.
So one of the things, I think another interesting piece, you did a great job kind of covering what Google Authorship is all about. There's obviously some easy tells for if someone actually is a Google author. Can you shed a little light for us, for the listening audience on if they wanted to look and see if they actually are a Google author, how they might be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean the quickest way is if you have a Google account, which is either a Gmail account and that's typically how it works. You can go to your Google Plus profile, and inside the About section there is a contributor area, and that's the best way to see if you're set up as a contributor to a site. Another way to do it is to go, and this is where it's a little less exact, but You can go and look at some of your content and see if your picture is showing up. And then you can also go into Google Webmaster Tools. But it's getting a little techie. The simplest way would be to go to plus.google.com/authorship, and that's where you can kind of link and set all this stuff up.
Yeah, that's interesting. Are there particular types of companies that gravitate towards this type of service?
Well, Authorship is really an extension or part of maximizing your search engine optimization program. So again, a lot of people have been doing search engine optimization for a while now. But what Authorship is all about is people talk about creating compelling and interesting content on your website. And typically a lot of that content actually ends up coming out through an individual who creates it, the author. And so really what this is just a way to optimize that content, that investment you're already making in content, to just give it one more opportunity to surface itself and to get a better, more people clicking on it when they actually see it in the search results.
Okay, interesting. Jonathan, we got about a minute or so left.
Well, I don't know if I think I mentioned it earlier. Chad and his team at Upshot have been doing some pretty interesting research on Google authorship and how it's evolved over time. When Google first made it, they were, this is kind of a broad paraphrase here, but they were showing pictures for just about anybody who had a Google Plus profile and had linked up their content. They're getting a little bit more selective as time has gone on. So Chad, like I said, Chad and his team have been doing some research, and I know we don't have a lot of time, but I was hoping he might be able to share some of the findings of the research that his team has been doing on Google authorship.
Got about a minute left.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked to about 8 different experts on authorship, in addition to just pulling together information from third-party data sources like Moz. And I think really what happened is back in December of 2013, there was sort of a shakeup where Google stopped showing the authorship, the picture on the number on as many search results as they had in the past. And there was a lot of speculation. We wanted to talk to experts about why that happened and what Google was trying to do. And really what it comes down to is that, and Jonathan, you were one of the contributors to some of this research, was that Google is more and more trying to understand what is your domain, your expertise, and making sure that that when you are writing something, it's within your domain of expertise. And then the other thing that they're doing is they're actually determining which search results. So when someone searches for one keyword versus another, which of those search results have the best, where they'll show the authorship results because they believe it enhances or improves the user experience. So really, the experts we talked about all talked about the fact that this change in authorship is here and there's nothing you can really do about it. And and authorship is still really important. So you want to go out and make sure that you've got your best chance, and that you've put your profile and your picture on as many things as possible. But at the end of the day, Google is continuing to refine its algorithm so that they're showing what it believes to be the best results, the best search experience for its end users. All
right, Jonathan Bentz, he is marketing manager for Netrepid. That's NETREPID.com, Netrepid.com. His guest today, Chad Hill, CEO and co-founder of Upshot. That's HUBSHOUT. That's shout, not shot. Upshot.com. Gentlemen, thanks to both of you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook. Follow it on Twitter.